Right, year 8, what I'd like you to do now, I'd like you to get ready to watch a demonstration. So can you put on an apron, wash your hands, pick up a stool and come and sit down over here. Right, before I start this demonstration this afternoon, can everybody see, okay?
No, I can't see it. I'm in the way.
Right, okay, let me move that out of your way. Are you all right there? Can you see? Right. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate a very basic scone mixture. When you're looking at the recipe, there are certain ingredients that you can't change. The bulk of your scone is the flour, and you're using self-raising flour. So you need that, you need the raising agent. Could we change the kind of fat?
Yes.
What sort of fat could we change the margarine for?
Butter.
We could use butter, yes, that would make a much richer kind of scone. If we're looking at perhaps making a more healthier scone, we're perhaps looking at using a low-fat margarine. Did you see I used quite a small amount? So that's one of the characteristics of a scone, is that there is very little fat. So the proportions are staying the same. Once I've made the actual basic mixture, this is where you can be as creative as you like. At this point, you can decide, are you going to have a sweet scone? Are you going to have a savoury scone? Are you going to put sugar in it? So if you were going to change the recipe and you wanted a savoury scone, you would have to take the sugar out. And obviously, if you wanted a sweet scone, you might add a little bit of sugar to it. Okay, so I'm going to leave mine plain and add just sufficient to get it to work together. And once it's beginning to form a softish dough, use your hands and then transfer it onto your work surface with a little flour. Again, you don't need a lot. There's no need to create a snowstorm. Just a little bit on the work surface. Knead gently. It's not clay or bread dough, so you don't need to work it too hard. So knead it very gently. And then, again, at this stage, you've got a decision to make. Are you going to make a large scone, or are you going to make small individual ones? So at this stage, again, you could think about the finish on them. Use the leftover pieces, bring them together, and you could make another one or two. But what I was going to say was you could finish them with a little bit of egg wash, and perhaps think about whether you're going to finish them with some grated cheese if they were savoury, or some seeds, or sugar if they were sweet. So it looks like I'm going to make about 6, doesn't it? Okay, any questions? So having made the basic scone mixture, what ideas have you got that you could perhaps add to it to make it more novel and exciting?
I'd put some cheese in mine.
Cheese, yeah?
Dried fruit and raisins.
So dried fruit, raisins, so that would make a sweet scone.
Blueberries.
Blueberries. Blueberries would be nice.
Some ham.
Some ham or some crispy bacon would be nice to make a little bit different one.
What about some chilli?
Some chilli? I don't know, but perhaps we should try that, see what chilli might be like. That would be a little bit unusual, wouldn't it?
Yes, so how do we know when to add the ingredients in then?
Right. If you think back to when I was demonstrating and I was rubbing the margarine into the flour, before I add the milk, you could add your flavourings at that point. So your seasonings and your flavourings would go into the mixture before you add the milk. And then you can finish off with things on the top if you so wish.